Welcome. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. So this is my first interview. By the way, this is the DigiByte Comm Talk. Everybody that's watching, I'm your host, Script Skynet. Join the conversation and talk with our special guest. So, Mike, how'd you get your AKA DGB SoCal, and how did you get into crypto?
As far as the DGB SoCal handle that I use on Twitter, you know, when I kind of stepped further into the DigiByte community, I'd been holding the coin for a while, and then I decided to do more as far as promoting and marketing the blockchain. Something that stood out to me was a lot of the handles you see on Twitter are regional around the globe. There's DigiByte South Africa, DigiByte Japan, there's DigiByte Canada, DigiByte Russia, and being here, I live in Los Angeles, California, here in Southern California, and it's often referred to as SoCal. And so DGB SoCal or DigiByte SoCal seemed like a good fit. And so that's where that name came from.
Okay.
And I first got into crypto. It was late spring, early summer of 2017. I finally dove into crypto, and actually DigiByte was my first coin that I bought after getting Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then transferring it over to Bittrex to make my first purchase. That was around that same time.
Was that a smooth transition for you, or did the same Coinbase crash happen with you even when you did that?
It was, as far as Coinbase working, yeah, it was smooth. There's a learning curve involved with it, of course, and it's completely new, and I didn't really understand, like, what does this mean, address? Like, what do you mean send to an address?
Right.
It's little things like that, and even early on, I was the type of person that oh well, gosh, it's over $2,000 now. I can't afford a Bitcoin. Just I don't have that kind of cash laying around. I didn't even realize that that it's fractional as it is, and you can buy it as little as $10 worth if you wanted to, or at least back then you could. So yeah, it was interesting experience. First getting involved with cryptocurrency and buying Bitcoin for the first time, and then of course sending it to an exchange, and then placing the buy order and all that stuff. And so like a lot of things, it's been a process and an evolution, and but it's been a lot of fun. And one of the the pleasant surprises for me, getting involved in the cryptocurrency community was the parallels of philosophy, if you will, of that kind of libertarian mindset that I had I've always had, and because before I got into crypto, I was into precious metals, gold and silver, and anything that was outside of the establishment system, outside of the central banking system, things that were true assets, things that are held value for what they were. And so that was a real pleasant surprise for me after I got involved with cryptocurrency, and became more involved with the community. But like I said, it wasn't until probably almost a year later that I got decided, well, this is the future, this is where things are going. Why not just become more involved with it? That way you learn more about it, and that way you can take that knowledge to further your own career as the technology grows and is adopted in bigger and better ways. And DigiByte is a great place to do that, because it is an open source project, it is decentralized and permissionless. So anyone can jump in at any time and do whatever they want, and nothing's stopping them except their own imagination. I know that sounds like really cliche, but it's true, and that's something that I personally have my own understanding of what decentralization means has continued to evolve. And yeah, it's been a great ride so far. And
yeah, so when you say, Mike, real quick, evolve, like, I know we know the cryptocurrency space, blockchain as a whole, and the tech behind it, and the new, rise of, just a lot of farming and all that. And no one really knew what this could look like. I think there's just baby steps with evolving, but I also saw, the community evolve with DigiByte, not just Bitcoin. I go look at a Bitcoin movie today. It's like the same thing. It's like how the world is and how they discovered Bitcoin. That's way past. We're way past that. And I was just watching the new Bitcoin movie on YouTube that was uploaded, I don't know, about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. Had Roger Ver in it and all that, but Mount Gox. But I imagine they were super excited about Bitcoin in Mexico, and this guy's like an evangelist, and he's showing them how to use a wallet, Bitcoin, and it turned out how slow. He's like, well, now you got to wait for the transfer, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, and they're all excited. I'm like, DigiByte's like the longest UTXO blockchain in existence, the longest.
Right.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And
yeah, it's
I have a
almost 12
picture in
million
my
blocks
head.
now.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost 12 million blocks now, I think.
I mean, think about that. 12, 13
Yeah,
million blocks. I was thinking maybe we should do a video compared to Bitcoin, how long the blocks are. Like, if you think Bitcoin's special, boom, and all of a sudden some classical, awesome, epic music starts going on, and you're following this blockchain with all the nodes and validators and consensus. It would be epic. But yeah, I
yeah.
think evolving. I think you think you have evolved good enough with it, or because you
Well,
found DigiByte, you went from Bitcoin possibly to DigiByte, or was there another
well,
evolution?
yeah. I mean, it's definitely an evolution, and it's just a growth process, I guess. I mean, because when I first got into DigiByte, I got in for all the wrong reasons because it was like in early spring or late spring. And I saw a post, in an internet forum, and they were talking about, DigiByte, like, oh, I think the DigiSpeed fork was coming up. There was this was back when the Minecraft thing was being developed, and
Oh,
also
yeah.
DigiByte was up for an award with the City Group. I think it
See,
was
that
the.
was before my time, Mike. So you were
Oh,
in
oh,
early.
really? Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, it feels like a decade ago. It's hard to believe it's only 3 years, but and he lists all these reasons. So I basically just FOMO'd in, but I knew because, like I said, I'd heard about Bitcoin years ago, and I immediately dismissed it just because I felt like I just didn't trust that it was like 100% electronic. I felt like, oh, this is just a way for the elite establishment to rope everyone in into this, system that they just turn the switch off and now we're all broke, kind of a situation. Which of course isn't really the case, but even still, I thought to myself one day, it's like, okay, well, if there's like an EMP kind of a scenario, like even my gold and silver isn't going to really help me out, at least for the first few months. It's going to be more about food, water, and defensible position. So like that argument kind of just fell to the wayside for me. And then also just the other aspect that really appealed to me was the portability of cryptocurrencies. The idea that you can just, like, you don't even have to take your wallet with you. You can just, fly to the other side of the world, and as long as you can remember your seed phrase, and you've got a couple $100 in cash, maybe to buy a phone once you get there, and then download the wallet, put in your seed phrase, and now you've got, unlimited amount of funds at your fingertips. That's I find that just remarkable, and a game changer when it comes to, you know, when we say be your own bank, like you can literally just take your bank anywhere you go in the world, and I find that just really incredible. But
I also
yeah,
had the thing be your own boss. Like, so I also mine. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, you're printing your own money essentially. So I mean, that's
legally with
but I mean, think
compliance.
about the power that gives to a person as an individual when they can just become a part of a network and contribute to the network and get rewarded for their contributions. It's such an amazing concept, and it's unlike anything else out there. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the technology, and the thing is, everyone looks at it as a form of money, which it is, of course, but it's beyond that. It's a measurement of value, and the way that we can, it's not just about transacting money, but transacting in data.
Hmm.
To be able to share that data with whoever we choose, but also protect it from those who we don't want to see that data. And it's just such an amazing technology. And we can talk more about that. Getting to the digi assets, because that's just a whole nother level of data exchange.
I got
And
a few watchers here. We have, let's see, we got John Song in the house. Can you see
hey,
that
so John,
down there? We have me complaining about the video's not starting yet. Jerry, Jerry, beer, pizza. Yeah, I think buying pizza with Bitcoin was 3 weeks ago. And then Finji's, my dudes,
hey, what's up,
of
bro?
course, XR Pete with fists. And the crypto biggest douche. Can we say that? Okay.
Hey, it doesn't bother me.
Right. It's not monetized. Well, I did say above 18 years old, so
Okay.
no. Can't drink yet, but you can hear douche. Uh we got let's see here. I don't know what this is. He's talking about Apollo. I had a comparison with DigiByte and Apollo or Apollo, and there's
Hmm.
just no comparison. So yeah, no Apollo here. I have no knowledge of it anyway. I have an old chart. IRS are thieves. Okay. What's up, Mike? From John. Great to see you guys. And then
Likewise.
DigiByte or just Nibble and said sup and J Dog. Go DigiByte. That's what he always says. Go DigiByte. That's why I always say to you, go DigiByte, sir.
Right on.
Right there. So thank you for the brief history. Without getting too personal, Mike. See here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. You had. Well, I had a question. We wanted to talk about Digi Assets. In fact, you are a creator of Digi Assets, which if you haven't been following DGB SoCal, you've been really missing some great what experiments, you might say. Is that what you told me a while back?
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. They're just basically proof of concept assets I've been creating, because largely, it's centered around content that I don't own or have licensed the rights to. So,
Yeah.
uh, you know, um, I'm basically choose to build them around subjects or topics that are topical or of interest to other people. Of course, I created the those Mass Singer assets last fall because as an employee at Fox, I thought this was a great opportunity to showcase the technology to those I work with in a way that because sometimes when talking to people about cryptocurrency, it's like, well, I'm not ready for that aspect of it. But if you can show them something that's like really cool that uh, they care about, something that can evoke an emotional response. That's what's so key about digi assets and makes it such a game changer. It's because people can engage with it and experience it and do things with it. And whether it's a piece of art or video clip, it can be clip from a movie that they love, or it can just be a home video clip of their kids, and they're like, oh, this was such a precious moment. The baby's first steps. Whatever. It can be anything you want it to be, and so that's why I think it's such a powerful medium of communication, and it has such a potential to just revolutionize the content creation, content distribution, content marketing, and promotion in ways that have never been done before, and can't be duplicated uh, any other way. And with Digi Assets, of course, it's built on top of DigiByte, which we all know and love it for what it is because of its speed, its security, and its decentralization. Um, And when you can put this type of a vehicle on top of that, it's just so powerful, and it can do things that I think like others can't or aren't doing yet. For example, what really kind of flipped a switch in my mind was with the ability to put linkable URLs within the asset. That is like the hugest thing ever, because you can now directly connect your piece of content within the asset with other pieces of content related to that asset. And that's really powerful. If you take, for example, the Digi asset for Wayne Brady, who won the Masked Singer, that year that I made those assets.
Yeah.
When I was doing my research, of course, I'm putting links to all of his music, so you can, go listen to his music through the app. He also wrote a book. It was on Amazon, and there's a link to that book on Amazon within the asset. So within minutes of receiving the asset, you can be thumbing through and be like, oh, let me click on this, and then you buy it, and then you receive the Audible version, so you can be listening to his book within minutes of receiving the asset and paying money for it. So you can monetize the asset through the actual sale of it, or design it as part of like a reward system, if you will, or however you want to do it. You can also sell sponsorship to that asset, like, hey, this Digi asset is brought to you by Nike, or Epiphone guitars, whatever. And then of course, all the links that you can put in within the asset that link to other things that people can make purchases through. That's really powerful.
Actually, I think I forgot who the kind lady was on Twitter that you and her and I had a question for Josiah. How much space is on a Digi asset? Like I threw out there, and she wanted to do like the Bible. Let's just
Oh,
write the
Amber,
66
that's her
books
name,
of the
right?
Bible, a million words, push it to its limits. And, and Josiah's like, yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, yeah, I asked him about that before too, and yeah, his answer was like, yeah, it's unlimited. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there is a limit at some point, and I mean it's not infinite, of course, but yeah, I mean maybe you could do that, and I think we should do that. Obviously, something like the Bible is a very important written document that should be recorded on a blockchain that is decentralized and can last forever. Uh,
Dude, only the oldest history book in our time and the world. That would be
yeah,
the next step. Make it a digital asset on DigiByte, right?
yeah,
Be
and
the first. Hey, we're the first in everything, right? So far.
yeah, I mean, why not, right? It'd be a lot of copying and pasting. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the
There
thing.
you
I
go.
think that I think that'll be the next kind of digi asset 2.0, if you will, or something where you have the ability to index certain points within the text, where you can just like click to it, like, and have like a table of contents or chapters. We just tap on it, and then it kind of takes you to that that
Yeah.
that specific text, because right now it's kind of, you're either thumbing up or thumbing down, and obviously something like the Bible would just be, if once you get to Revelations and you want to go back to Genesis, yeah, you got to do a lot of scrolling, so
So technically, it's still in its early stages, Digi assets, because I mean, you could pretty much like open a URL on it and connect a bunch of links, and obviously have infinite, space bar attack. But I'm like just dump a bunch of pictures, videos, and stuff like that. That's not quite ready, but I could be wrong. But the
well,
potential is all there, right?
yeah, the potential is definitely there. The DigiByte wallets that support it right now, or just as the assets I'm making are proof of concept assets. These are proof of concept wallets. So in time, I see developers taking that technology,
Yeah.
just download it from GitHub, which can do right now today, and then build upon it, and really customize these wallets to where it's the DigiByte, the currency, the coin is kind of just, oh well, that's that's just kind of like the side thing, right? Whereas the main focus is on the assets. And sure, yeah, you'll need a little bit of the coin if you wanted to send these assets to any other wallet. But I foresee these wallets just evolving just in their abilities to store data and to display the information, whether it's a photo or a video or multiple photos. um, that's going to be really fun to watch, and I'm excited for what the future will bring with that. And there is some drawbacks to it. For example, I mentioned all the URL links that you can put within the asset. Of course, we talk about uh, blockchain and digi assets being censor resistant and immutable. That applies to the asset only, as opposed to the external links. Those can go dark if they get blocked or DDoS attacked, or for
Right.
example,
The downer, right?
with those, with the Mass Singer assets I made, I put in a lot of YouTube links to the performances, and unfortunately, most, and I'm pretty sure all of those links to the performances have been made private. And I'm sure that was because of the music licensing issues, where the show, it's really ironic, really, that because the music industry is like the most minutia when it comes to uh, the rights, whether it's like, okay, you want the original song, or you just want to purchase the rights to do a re-record, or do you want just instrumental? Are you using it on radio, TV, cable, the internet? There's all these little details that the lawyers have to hammer out and work out these deals. And which ultimately I think is a good thing, because eventually this will become part of those contracts, where to say, okay, what about a digital asset? Because it's a whole class of its own, because it's going to live on the internet forever. Um, you know, how do artists get compensated when you use their music and put it into a thing that will last on the internet forever? So I think in time, those types of things will get worked out. But at the same time, I think it could just open the floodgates to. I mean, who? I don't know how they would police such a thing. We talked earlier about IPFS. If there's decentralized storage where it is, for example, for my current assets, I'm just uploading everything to Imgur, which is
Right.
great because it's a free service. It's pretty easy to use, and it's been around for a while. But of course, it's very centralized. They could go out of business one day. They could say, "Hey, we don't like Mike Aldi or what he's doing. We're just going to delete his account." Or they could just, I've read the fine print in their TOS, and they can actually delete your content after a while if it doesn't get enough clicks. And of course, they can change their TOS at any time without notice. And so I think right now that's kind of a weak spot. But when we can integrate something like IPFS, where it's decentralized storage, where if an asset is linking to a video on one location, and then something happens to that location, well, it's just going to find the next location somewhere else where that same content is being stored.
So IPFS, guys, if you don't know what it is, it's interplanetary file storage or systems. Well,
Uh,
something like that.
so yeah, it's one of those. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm
Probably
sorry,
systems. Yeah.
but yeah, but I mean that's how crazy this is when you think about, okay, they're literally it's for interplanetary storage and file sharing. So if you're when Elon Musk gets to Mars, you can send him a digi asset of the rocket launch, and he can watch it from his little rover on the sand dunes of Mars. So that's really exciting stuff, and it's great that DigiByte will soon integrate that. It's my understanding. I know we worked out some sort of agreement with I believe it's Pack Global.
Yeah. From
Uh,
Gochstein.
yes. So I'm not familiar with the details of that, but I know Raven Coin and Raven Assets uses IPFS. I haven't had a chance to really create any assets on the Raven chain yet, or dig into it too much. But yeah, I mean, it's really exciting stuff to see what these projects are doing, and especially what DigiByte is doing, because it's such a great project for so many reasons. And
So you think that's the next step, the interplanetary filing system for digi assets?
well, to a degree, I mean, as far as video content is concerned, and I mean, I'm a big fan of video content, being it's just what I do.
Exactly.
Um, because I think I'm not 100% sure. I mean, maybe I'm sure Josiah or Noah, one of those guys, could better answer this. But I think if you use a still photo or a GIF, animated GIF, that actually gets placed onto the blockchain. So when you go to the Block Explorer, on that web page, you can see that artwork or that GIF animating there on the web page. But that's not the case with the video. It's linking to the video externally. So again, your asset is working, it's doing its thing, but you click on the thumbnail to, okay, let me play the video. And if it's not playing, well, maybe something happened to Imgur. It's just, maybe their servers are down, maybe they got attacked, maybe they said, hey, Mike Aldi's a troublemaker, we need to shut him down. So,
Yeah, the overlords.
yeah, and there's a lot of that going around. I mean, I'm sure, a lot of, for those that, on Twitter, a lot of users are getting just banned outright or censored, or little disclaimers put underneath their tweets because they don't those overlords don't agree with those opinions that are in those tweets. And so yeah, we're going to get there, where whether it's through digi assets or these decentralized platforms where people can post freely, and freedom of speech is respected, and people can have a difference of opinions. I mean, of course, you do have there. Line does need to be drawn when it comes to this kind of content, because you just don't want to have it just the Wild West where everything goes, because there are people out there with bad intentions that want to do bad things, and those should things they need to be watched carefully. But
So Finji's mentioned DigiByte Rosetta node is a go, and it was sent to the lead developer of that, I believe, of Rosetta, and George on our team, along with Yoshi, completed all of that stuff. And so far, there's like 7 or 8 nodes for this Rosetta that Coinbase presented, and looks like it's a go.
yeah,
Looks like George, on the guy that helped development with Yoshi on ours, DigiByte node, uh, was given the developer right here. It says other coins can also profit from my work because I showed how to add custom BTCD chain parameters. So, and the developer was like, "Ooh, very cool." You're going to try it with the Bitcoin Rosetta. So, congrats
nice.
to George with the finishing of the Yoshi development of the Rosetta node.
Yeah, that's great news. Yeah, that I'm not that familiar with what Rosetta is or what it does, but I
Well,
know it's something
it makes things a little easier when someone wants to integrate all these coins. So I guess this is the last batch for Coinbase just to throw in a basket, so you can get all these coins that
yeah,
people wanted on their platform.
yeah, it has something to do with APIs, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
APIs.
so yeah, I mean, that's great news. I mean, and hopefully, DigiByte will get listed on Coinbase here soon. Now that that's complete, I know it's you kind of feel like it's that movie Groundhog Day, where you think, oh well, now it's finally going to happen, and then it hasn't quite happened yet. And and the same with some of these other big exchanges, but it will happen eventually. And uh, and I don't know if it really even matters so much these days, because it's available at so many other places. And I think eventually a lot of these centralized exchanges, their dominance is going to be waning, as these decentralized exchanges, you know gain prominence. But it'd be
Yeah,
great to see, obviously, Coinbase, that's kind of like the first place most people go because it's so easy to set up and to place an order. So,
yeah,
I
and
think it'll happen
it's
someday.
connected to your bank account. For the United States citizens, you guys that live in all the other great lands of outside of America, uh, where our liberties and free speech is protected, and but we can't find good exchange sites to buy some DigiByte.
Yeah,
So and because
yeah,
all those things have to be uh, checked or something. So
yeah. I have at this point most of the Digibyte I've accumulated has been through Sequoia,
yeah, so that's
formerly
exact.
Base.
In
Yeah,
fact, I know Finji's uses Sequoia X, and I do. I haven't used Change Angel, but I love Change Angel. I love the guys, come from the DigiByte awareness team. I
yeah,
have to be honest with that. So
it's a great site. I've used it a few times as well, and it's yeah, I've been happy with that experience as well. And I'm still happy with Bittrex. That's like I said, that's where I got my first Digibyte, and I've still used them from time to time with other coins that I've accumulated along the way.
now, if Bittrex, links your bank account on there, say goodbye to Coinbase because who cares about easy interoperability that crashes with a crash button when they want to, when it's going to the moon.
Yeah, well, I think they do actually, in fact, offer that to some states.
Yeah,
I
it's like limited to some states. Yeah. So
Yeah, so
Abra, I try to get a mobile app for Abra, and they're like, "Sorry, sir." I went through all this trouble, but they're like, "Sorry, sir, we just can't serve you." Like, do you
really,
know who I am? I'm Scripps Skynet. No, but it was saddening because I really wanted Abra because DigiByte was on it. I didn't
yeah,
want to, that's what I wanted. I wanted to buy DigiByte. I wanted to see
yeah,
DigiByte right there with, all the other great cryptocurrencies because it's great. Five
right.
times great. Five times great. But hey, so let's see here. We also we wanted to talk about DigiID. I know you were a big advocate for DigiID. You still are. On your channel, DGB SoCal YouTube. By the way, follow them guys in Twitter. Right? Is that the same handle name?
It's Digibyte SoCal on YouTube, so it's the full name
Oh,
Digibyte
really?
SoCal on YouTube. Yeah, but on Twitter it's at DGB SoCal. I probably should have kept them the same,
Yeah.
but
Actually, I had it in my head that I was really confused. I'm like, well, I said DigiByte SoCal and then I changed it. So yeah, this guys, this is his YouTube. Oh, there, add the S in there. There we go. That's what it is. So if you guys have a question for DigiBuy SoCal, ask in the chat. Oh, by the way, guys, about price and all that. Yeah, DigiBuy does its own thing. I mean, if you guys haven't been paying attention, so I'm not worried about price. I'm already in profits, so it really doesn't matter to me anyway. I'm really into the community with you guys, and yeah, price is a factor down the line. Maybe everything else goes up and DigiByte goes straight to zero, then I would start worrying about price, right? But until then, uh, to me, DigiByte's the cream of the crop right now, especially in the UTXO blockchains. And not to bash on any other cryptocurrency. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So DigiID, and I mentioned Atom ID. I really think that with DigiID, you really need the company to really integrate DigiID on their platform, right? To serve their customers. And it's almost kind of hard to do when you're trying to tell them the best way to do it. And but we have the options like, say, Atom ID, really pushing the envelope without, having the company, like, say, Amazon, integrate DigiID in their platform, right, on their website for security, guys, security, logging in and all that. But Atom ID is really pushing the envelope, and it's still DigiID, Matthew Cornelius and Juan is still all that whole gang is still developing that. Uh, but what do you? I know you started, Mike, in Antum or DigiID and explaining it. Which you, if you guys haven't checked out his videos, they're freaking awesome. Really bold and muscular, and you're like, this is how it is. And he had some jokes in there. That's awesome. Um, but explain now, or did you just move from that point to Digi Assets, or are you always enlightened with how to spread awareness for Digi ID?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've talked about it in the presentations that I've given, at meetups here in Los Angeles. Haven't done it in a while because, of course, everything's shut down. Um, but yeah, it's great because it's, it's one of those things that really showcases the power of DigiByte. Okay, it's more than just a cryptocurrency; it's a complete digital ecosystem. And so, with something with DigiID, it's I can literally just on my slides as I'm on the projector, like, okay, well, here's the QR code to the website. I'm going to log in. I scan it, authenticate with my fingerprint, and now I'm in on the website. And so it's just a really fantastic tool that can enhance your security when using the internet. And
Absolutely. And if you're watching this video right here, it's almost like, so this is on the Nextcloud and Atom ID. They're calling this Open Atom ID on Nextcloud, and basically, you get to control everything. Pretty much is what it's looking like. It's actually spectacular. It's the same principle of DigiID. It's just DigiID, uh, off the charts, off the map, really, without anybody else's, trying to get them to download or integrate DigiID hardware or anything like that in their software. But I know this video is going really fast. I mean, I'm not controlling it. That's not my mouse. But it's really, they're not even using any more QR codes, Mike. They're using it for a mobile login without using QR codes for my DigiPassword.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to look into the Open ID stuff yet, but it's my understanding it's going to be similar to a lot of times when you go to a site and it says, okay, create an account.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it gives you options to log in using your Google credentials or your Facebook credentials, or there's probably like 4 or 5 different ones that you can use. Well, this will now become one of those, and obviously it's more secure because it uses cryptographic technology as opposed to whatever Facebook. I mean, like they're probably the least secure thing out there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's really exciting to see it. And my hat's off to Jan and his team. Because I remember when I first gave my first presentation, gosh, it's been like 2 years ago, at a meetup down in Anaheim. They had just recently, integrated DigiID at the time, and I don't know if they were like the very first. They may have been like the second to actually have that QR code on their login page, next to username and password, and it was great. There was, I just able to, in front of everyone at the meetup, just scan the QR code, and I didn't have to type anything in, and I just authenticated the fingerprint scanner on my device, my cell phone, and I log into my account. And it's such powerful technology, and it's great that to see them continue to build these types of tools, because like you said, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, as great as it is, it could only go so far because it required the website admin on the other end to put it into their website in order for that QR code to even be an option. And
Right.
they went on and developed that little widget for the extensions for all the web browsers, which allowed you to use DigiID without the Amazons or Facebooks or whoever to integrate DigiID. You could still use it through that extension, and now they're taking it to the next level here with this the OpenID
From the
software.
cloud or whatever they called it.
Yeah, ID in the cloud. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's the the work never stops, and my hats off to these guys, because they're the ones doing the work. I mean, I might make a video from time to time, or give a speech, or send out a tweet, and that's all well and good. It has its place, but these are the guys that are doing the literal building of this technology that we all get to use and benefit from. And and
Yeah, but
that's something that
like you have, like you said, they all have their place, but you present. Uh, I take anything that you're passionate about really well, especially the DigiID. Yeah, I mean, just phenomenal. No one else is doing it. I mean, we get like slideshows. I made a little scribbly hand that you saw.
well, that was cool. I mean, but I mean, that's going something like that is going to get a lot of traction, because it was well produced, and it's and it grabs you, and those little chalkboard things. I mean, they're people see them and they're like, oh, this is going to be informational. So, and it's short and sweet and powerful. So, there's a place for that too. I mean, there's a place for everything, and that's because this is a global, worldwide thing that everyone is going to be using at some level. So, it's everything has its place, because we're all different people, different backgrounds, different experiences. Different messages are going to resonate with different people in different ways. So, I mean, I appreciate you sharing those kind words, that I'm a good presenter, just as I'm sure there's people out there who may watch and be like, oh God, what an ass. Why he thinks he's funny telling all these jokes, and no, just get to the point already. So and that's fine too. But that's how a decentralized community works. That people can come in and do what they want, do what they're good at, or try new things too that they might not be good at. But hey, it's an opportunity to do something and get good at it. So it's a win-win-win for everyone.
So what are some of the things that you're into now? I mean, like for me, I just started this, and I was afraid to do it, got talked into it by Crypty Girl, and here's the thing. I'm so used to doing videos on my phone, and everybody's like, "Script, you're using phone mobile data for those videos?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the only thing I know how to do, right?" And so broke down, bought a nice computer. In fact, I was talking to Finji's Zero Risk, Zero Reward, and Chicken Pimp about creating a node, a pool for
Yeah.
script mining algorithms, and we're going to get onto that because my mining buddies dropped it, and I think
Mm.
and I believe it's almost turned into a gaming Discord instead of a mining just because like, all right, where are all the nodes? Where are all the
Yeah.
pools? They're like, good luck, We
Yeah.
we still got a big Bitcoin shot at 256, but so no, I'm gonna tell you right now for a script, L3 plus miners, uh I looked for peer-to-peer P2 pool, right? Um, they're non-existent right now in the United States, unless if you're somewhere else. I mean, I found some like Litecoin pools for P2 pool, um, but they're not updated. You know what I mean? And
Oh
then
yeah.
and then I'm looking for like Feathercoin and Mooncoin. I mean that you got those out there, but um, you know I don't know where's Mooncoin now. Where's Feathercoin? They're somewhere. But right now it's DigiByte, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and for these nodes, I was in this Discord, and so they're non-existent. We used to have, I kid you not, Mike. I had a buddy that was in there charging 1% for the miner fee. Hey, why not? Because it does cost electricity when you're running a pool. You have to run a virtual machine
Mhm.
in a window that has to stay open. Your computer has to stay open. 1% of the findings, but you know, I had 3 machines mining DigiByte, and there was like, shoot. I mean, the hash rate was phenomenal. I don't even remember what the hash rate was, but just on script alone, we had like 25 miners on that one node. And then
Wow.
you could find another pool. We had like a little United States map, and find a bunch of pools everywhere. and you used to just pick the node that was closer to you because that's what you want to do. And I think I gave the pool because my Brutang pool was down, and Finji's texted me, "Hey, what's up with that pool, man? It's down." And I was like, "It's down? I'll go check into it." So I checked into it. Sure enough, Brutang pool for DigiByte node was down, and I was so sad because that was a California node, and that was the last node in the Discord. But I'm gonna bring that back. I'll be in the Midwest node.
All right. Yeah.
Midwest node, and then because it's easy to do. You just have to keep your computer running.
Well, yeah. You say it's easy. For some of us that would require a little lot of homework.
Well, it's like you go to VirtualBox and you basically copy and paste and drop it into your Stratus. So just start that node up.
Sounds so easy, man. Like
your stratum pool, and the trick is trying to get everybody to mine off of it because you're running this node. You don't want to be running for no reason, right? It's not like a DigiByte core wallet. You're just opening up and helping out and contributing to DigiByte. Look, I want to run a node. I want to have other people to be able to run an L3 plus miner on it, and because there's got to be that backup. You're going to want people that have an L3 plus miner that used to cost $2,200 and now they're only $120, and then how they're going to get their money back, which is my case. But the thing is like you got to have that option. You got to have those options out there, and I will be the one to make that option. All right, Finji's Caper says, I got a question. He says, I got a question about Block 30 Labs whenever you guys get a chance. You remember Block 30 Labs, don't you, Mike?
Yeah. I've talked to them on a couple of occasions. It was a while ago. Of course, it was probably, I guess, last summer. So
it was.
They're still around as far as I know. In fact, I believe oh God, I'm drawing a blank. The developer who created DigiCafe was working with them as well. Gosh, I'm drawing divorce blank right now.
Now, I do know what you're talking about. There was a tweet, Block 30 Labs. Everybody was actually kind of like, hey, what happened to Block 30 Labs? You can go to their website, check out Block 30 Labs. Looks like an Amazon kind of thing, I guess. But
I guess they're creating like a marketplace for items that would be tokenized and I guess be able to be bought and sold and traded through their platform. So I know that they haven't been that vocal on Twitter lately. I know they were heavily involved with the DigiByte, the big party they had in was it London or Amsterdam a couple years ago. But I think they're still around. They're just they're busy building, busy doing the work.
You see this caper here?
I'm sorry, I have my glasses on. I can't make that out. It's
okay, so but you can see it. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to go up here, make it bigger. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so Caper said, so DigiByte / Block 30 Labs teamed up. Of course, we know that. Block 30 Labs is now Humble, which I've heard, who teamed up with TSMP this week. I don't know who that is. Sorry, guys. I'm DigiByte illiterate, not all cryptocurrency illiterate or whatever. But same team though. So can I send you the link? Well, you're not going to taint the chat, are you, with a bunch of spam? Yeah, you can send the link.
That was
interesting.
Yeah, that's I hadn't heard about that, but it sounds like a big deal.
It's called Humble Pay.
That guy's name, and I can't think of it at the moment. God, this is gonna bug me all night.
Oh, the guy that from DigiCafe.
Yeah, gosh, I'm just.
I'm
I
drawn
know. It's,
too.
yeah, God, I feel terrible now. It's like drawing such a blank. Matthew, is it Matthew?
Matthew Cornelius, or is it somebody else?
No. Yeah, he gave. I hooked him up at. He got a seat at the here in LA, the blockchain conference that they have back last spring.
Who
Anyway, but yeah,
who developed DigiCafe?
yeah, that's what I'm going to pull up my email here or something and find his name because it.
Should be my job. I know I got the computer in front of me. Woo! Let's see here. All right, company DigiByte.
Adam, that's his name.
That's
Adam, yes. Gosh, sorry, Adam. Long day, but yeah. So, and I don't know if he's still with them or not. I know he's been working on DigiCafe as well. I think he's rebranded it to DigiTide because he's included other assets as well. I think like Bitcoin and Litecoin and maybe a couple of others, and you can connect it directly to your Bittrex account. So he's been busy building that.
Adam Wolf.
So
That's right. How did
yes,
I forget that?
I know that's
Completely
such a cool name, man. I mean, when you got Wolf in your name, that's
yeah.
a name you don't forget.
The Adam Wolf of DigiByte.
Yeah.
That's what, dang. That's what you want. You want a wolf at a cafe that could, hi grandma, what big eyes you have there.
Yeah.
So let's see. The guys are asking questions here, kind of off topic. That's okay. Caper. Do you guys have any questions for Mike? What digi asset are you working on with now? I know you did a DigiByte community and a Link Marine a digi asset, which were really cool. What are you working on now? Chance
Well,
to ask questions.
yeah, a few things. I do have a couple of digi assets that I'm working on, and these I do plan to actually create as a means of art, or it's more than just, hey, this is a promotion I'm just going to give away. Like I'm going to create something that's going to be unique, and instead of creating a million that I can just give away as many as I can, I'm just going to create as much smaller amount and put on DigiBroker and see what happens. Because I think that's kind of the next level as far as if Digi Assets is to attain a level of let's say like on par with Rarible, where it's like, okay, this is a thing that people are going to go to and create and build on. So there's that, and I've been busy working on some other things in the background with some other people. It's still in its infancy, so I can't really give too many details about it.
Shh.
Yeah, super secret.
Well, there's a Digi Asset X trading platform coming out.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I know some members of the DigiByte awareness team and Change Angel, I believe, are collaborating on that. And so I'm really excited to see, once that gets officially launched. Yeah, because right now, I guess the only game in town is DigiBroker, which I've used before, and it's fun. I enjoyed using it.
Yeah.
But it's we, of course, you just need more sites and more
Yeah, more
development.
merrier.
Yeah, high tides raise all ships. So it'd be great to see more of these platforms come on board, and they will
Yeah.
eventually. There's no doubt in my mind that will happen.
So, what do you
in due
think?
time.
Let me get this weird thing going on here. Boom. All right. What do you think about the Josiah put out a Medium article here uh, about modifying XMRig to support DigiByte development? To mine random mechs with your CPU on the XMRig. So basically, the Monero. mining CPU mining pools with random X. But the thing is with this, um, there's a 1% hash rate that goes every 100 minutes to the developers for support or contribute, kind of like
Yeah.
one of those things. But they're not asking for a reward like what you find. They're just asking for 1 minute of of your mining, which your CPU would be mining. But he's proposing something really cool. Let me go to this thing here. He's proposing that, let's just, give a little donation to the developer of XMRig, uh, and be it done like that, and then just be able to have everybody to contribute if they want to 1 minute of their hash rate from their CPU to mine for further development, like one-click miner and cell phone mining on Ranger X. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a need? Because I remember a lot of people used to be like wanting to know how to help. Shoot,
Yeah.
2 years ago, a year and a half ago, even now, everybody wants to know how can we help? How can we help? And not a lot of people are into donating a lot, but we do need big donors. I mean, that is one of the necessities of our visions, and
Right.
which we have great visions. We just need uh, big donors. And one of the things that we could do as a team, as a community, is just contribute a little bit of a 1 minute hash rate, out of 100 minutes to the DigiByte development team to get all these things that we want in the ecosystem, that we want more, uh, you know, capability. We want more entrepreneurship. We want more, toys. And
Mhm.
just one of those great things. Now, I think he says, there it is. There's the cell phone mining. We're not going to get that unless if we contribute. You know what I mean? Because everything costs
Mhm.
money. And
Sure.
one of the things, and this could be DigiByte cell phone mining, would be really cool. But
Yeah.
what do you think about that, Mike? Do you think it's uh, one of those things that we kind of like force on people if they had the option to mine on it, or they can just mine with the XM rig and just fund the Monero developer?
Well, it's an interesting proposition. I mean, I definitely agree that yeah, funding is needed. It is being a non-ICO project with there's no like revenue stream that goes directly to the developers. It's just whatever people can donate. So there's a way to build that into a support system. I think that's a great thing, and I love these things that they're looking to fund with that money. I mean, how cool would it be to mine on your cell phone? I remember Electronium. That was kind of like one of their big selling points early on.
It
Was the
is
ability to mine crypto on your phone. I mean, and they don't do it anymore. They created some sort of marketplace or something where you can just buy and sell and trade services or goods for Electronium. So I don't know.
very strange, I have to
Yeah,
say.
I was like, oh well, what happened to the mining? Like that was cool. I like that. Is because it was. I mean, it was all virtual mining, of course. It maybe was just an app that maybe made your battery run down a little sooner,
Right.
but it was cool because you just basically got free coins. Whether or not they end up being worth anything, we'll see. But it's again, but it was a project that did have an ICO and was at the time was pretty big as I recall, as far as its prominence and its impression on the industry. And of course, it launched like right before the crash. So
In fact,
it's
these are all the possibilities that was brought up to Jared. Like, hey, when are we going to mine on our cell phone? Now, here it is, guys.
yeah. So,
Ranger X
but
from Monero. We can do it ourselves with DigiByte because DigiByte's in the place of mining and not so much proof of stake. I mean, we
right,
have a market for it.
yeah. So it's I think I guess as long as it's done very carefully, is because I know didn't Bitcoin Cash try to do something like this and people didn't like how it was being forced upon them, and
Well,
it's
yeah,
now
with the
forced onto
payment,
something else too.
they're taking payments, they're taxing them actually. So basically, they're taxing them for even mining. So that's just absolutely wrong. Well, that's not
Okay,
what we're about, right?
so what
But
Josiah is proposing is totally different, is what you're saying.
I think he's
Than
saying
what
that there could be a toggle switch. I like saying toggle switch. Like
okay.
you have an option, or I think he so far I think he was saying with XMRig the option was just go use XMRig's software to pay uh, the XMRig developer the minute because you're either going to pay or you're going to not, and then there's another option where you don't have to pay at all. But the thing is like if people want to contribute, truly contribute to the development of the community, to the development of furthering the task and the phenomenon of DigiByte, you would want to achieve this right here where you can, well, how can I contribute? We'll go over here and mine with your CPU and
Yeah,
contribute that way. It's not a lot and you get rewarded DigiByte. But they don't
yeah. I
have
mean, I think that's great if they can get it to work. You know, and make it, I guess, yeah, like I said, they had that toggle switch. Is the choice up to the user. It's not forced upon them. The way the Bitcoin Cash scenario was played out.
right. Yeah. And I don't think we want to do that. And that's why his first spiel here through his medium was all about he's against it.
Yeah,
So it's a horrible centralized gatekeeper scenarios. It keeps a honeypot for them. All the things that, is probably using Zcash and the Windows app and all that. But, and basically staking was a big topic. And it still is for some reason here, guys. Staking, if you guys want staking available, it's probably not going to be one of the mining algorithms right away. Because listen, I know if you buy, I don't know, say 10 million DigiByte, you can create your own business and then your own platform to have your customers stake from whatever you got going on. And that's a really great uh, option for entrepreneurship, for business. And then, that would be there, but it wouldn't be an algorithm. So
mm-hmm.
basically, that's not the route that we're going. We're going with ProgPal and RandomX right now for one of the algos. And I don't know if it's SHAD 256 that's going to be replaced. I don't know. I remember we did a vote like last year. I don't remember. Uh, Neither do I care. But basically, just we're going in a different direction. We're going mining where people start off with nothing and they can, mine DigiByte with their CPU, GPU, their script algorithms, their SHA-2, their S9s, L3 pluses, and they're eventually, hopefully, one-click miner your phone,
Yeah,
and that's just great all around. And you're letting people that have nothing, start doing something with the devices in their hands.
yeah. I mean, that's something that can really just expand the user base if people can just mine on their phone or on their desktop computer. They don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on specialized equipment, or in cases like people like myself who really don't know what they're doing. You're like, oh well, if it's desktop mining on the computer I already have, well maybe even I can figure that out. So it's would be huge if that's something that can be put together.
Right.
So, and ultimately it'll come down to the community. If enough people agree that this is the way to go, then that might be the way things go.
Right. I mean, well, there's, three options. You can either help out, contribute, and with the DigiByte development, or contribute to the Monero, but you're mining DigiByte because the developer created it, or you can just say screw you, and go ahead and CPU mine all for you. I mean, that's basically what I'm getting out of Josiah, and I just think if it would be a great option to have that option to hey, someone wants to contribute. Hey, why don't you go mine Random X? Like
Yeah.
you can contribute. Um, well, what do you think? I'm not getting very many. Let me see the comments. Oh, Finji's saying it could be Qubit being swapped. I thought so too, but then I heard some talks, maybe not. They were going to keep SHA 256. Okay, for Bitcoin dropouts. Yeah, that's another thing. If Bitcoin gets too cumbersome and too volatile, and you can't even mine it anymore because everybody else is mining, you can always go and mine DigiByte with SHA 256. Same thing with
There you go.
Script.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Script miners that were on the DigiByte right after the hash rate of Litecoin's happening, and that's when we saw, Mike, the increase of those mining nodes. That's
Mm.
when we were just killing it.
Yeah.
I guess before a year before that, they were really killing it with Script, because Script was just like pulling a lot of DigiByte. Put some DigiShield and multi shield on that, and that'll put an end to that. It seems like we are going more decentralized. I remember someone telling me, well, I was mining with a Autocrypt, but I got less than the electricity was cost. Is this right? Yeah, that's called mining. You're waiting for the price to go up. You'll
Yeah.
get it basically costs you something now, but eventually, you know. Oh, we got
Yeah.
Glenn Frazier in the house. Hey, Glenn, what's up? Hey, Script, are you still mining with Autocrypt? I never was. I do have 2 nanos. What is it, nanos? I did buy 2 nanos from Josiah. Actually gave him some Litecoin for it, but never hooked it up, and I'm planning on to. But the way everybody's talking, it doesn't really pay. But you know what? I'm going to just hook them all up. I don't care at this point. So, hey, Glenn, nice to see it. So everybody from the other side of the world is clocking in, Mike. But I
Yeah.
know we've been running for, I don't know, well, a little over, about 12 over. Actually, you know what? We started about 10 minutes after. So you still owe us 12 minutes of your, no, I'm just joking. I do have one more thing, Mike, and I just wanted to know your thoughts. I got a screen share real quick, and it was just this little thing here. All right, wait. What's going on? Wait, let's go back here. There we go. Do this. Now, I wanted you to watch this, and I know you've seen it, but I want you to tell me what you thought after I did this. So here we go.
Nice.
I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped a wax machine with a pulse? I don't mean any disrespect, okay? I respect you. We happy. But you have heard of Captain Jack Sparrow. Can't do. Why is the run coming?
Jake, I see your time in the dungeon.
Mr. Josiah.
Not by your hand.
All right, here it is. Here it comes.
There it is. Oh, this was so great.
Right there. He even there you are, dude. There's your signal. That's the DigiByte logo right there. Whoa.
Yeah.
Bam. Who's calling me? I'm gonna get something done.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, so I need to hold on. Wanted your input on that.
Oh, I loved it. That was great. I mean, I remember that popping up in my notifications one day, and I was like, "Well, what's this all about?" And I was like, "Wait, what's going on here?" At first, I was like, "Well, that kind of looks like Jared," and well, that's Rudy, and oh wait, is that me? You know, and it was pretty surreal, but I thought it was great, and I I showed it to my wife too. She loved it as well. So
I hope you didn't get upset because that has AI technology to it.
yeah, it's yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of facial recognition going on.
Facial recognition, literally, like, so basically, if AI starts looking for you, or the government starts looking for you for some odd reason, they're going to see that video and be like, "Well, he's a cross between Michael Keaton and DGB SoCal." Find him.
Like,
And he owns a mansion, and it's
yeah, well, maybe they'll stay away from me. Like, oh, he's Batman. Don't mess with him, right?
Whoa, this is Batman Beyond now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Finji says that was epic. Well, guys, we're gonna call it a night. I don't know about you. I am super hot in here. I don't know. My wife came home. She, Oh, by the way, if I was looking like this all the time, look at my screen. So, in case you guys are wondering, what's up, Mike? So I'm going to end it here with an outro, Mike. It was truly a blessing to have you on this channel, man. And
well, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm feel honored that I'm your first guest, and I it was fun doing this, and maybe we can do it again sometime down the road after you've had a chance to bring in other members of the community and share their thoughts and ideas with you and all of us. And yeah, man, I wish you all the success with
that's the plan, man. I got my C cards. See?
Yeah, there you go.
All prepared. I got this little DigiByte logo on that. Had to hurry up and do that before you got on. I was like, oh, gotta get it on. Hey guys, I got this done a long time ago, and they are DigiByte puzzles. They're or actually Script Skynet DigiByte intro puzzles. So the cool music with the weird circle with Script Skynet and the DigiByte and the moon. 200-piece puzzles. I want to give these away, but I gotta grow the channel. This is not free. This software is not free. But contributions is a blessing. I thank you. It's not monetized channel. Do it out of my own free will, my own kindness of my heart. And Mike here did this out of the kindness of his heart. To even accept this is awesome. And Mike, I just had to say that you're one of my early DigiByte heroes, just like Jared Tate, man.
Oh, well, thanks. That's high praise to put it in that same category. I certainly don't belong there with him, but no, I mean it's great to be a part of this community and to be able to share the message with people that are out there, whether they're already in the crypto space and they're like new to DigiByte, or if they're just new altogether. I mean it's open source technology requires open source knowledge, so we just have to be willing and able to share that information with anyone who's out there and eager and willing to learn, and tell them why this is such a great project to be involved with, either just buying the coin and holding it as an investment, or if it just you want to build on it, or you just want to become part of a decentralized community where you can just do whatever you want, whether it's create podcasts and stream interviews, or create videos where you take overweight middle-aged men to make them look like Batman. That's a great way to contribute as well. And
he was too, right? No, he was in his 40s when he made that Batman Returns or something like that.
Well, he's definitely in better shape than I am now. I'm sure, but my gym got closed down months ago, so it's I got my own COVID-19 going on around my waistline at the moment that I got to figure out what to do with. So
yeah, all those pizzas and hot pockets, all the good food your wife's been cooking you.
Yeah. A lot of comfort food too. It's
what kind of comfort food?
Just it's, you buy a package of Oreos for the kids, thinking, okay, well, this will kind of help keep them,
wild and crazy.
I end up eating half the bag, so it's like, that and
getting it too.
Mexican Cokes. Those are like my Achilles heel. I could drink a 6-pack a night if I had them in my fridge right now.
In the glass bottles? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's because supposedly it's got the real sugar in it, not the high fructose corn syrup. Like a regular sodas have. Right. So it's just something about it, and it's if you can get it ice cold and the glass bottle, it's oh man, I could just drink those all day. Lots of sugar though, so it's not healthy either. But
last comment from Raymond Key. Hello guys, let's build up DigiByte. So that's a good way to end it. We are building it up, and others are just being able to push the envelope a little bit further, just like DigiByte SoCal. Visit his YouTube channel and and get involved and become friends with him. I'm going to end it, and let's go to first time doing this. I'm going to the outro. Thanks, Mike.
Cheers, bro. All right, see you guys.